Namaste everyone. Good morning. This Maheshwari Sutrani is amazing. Our ancients knew so much. It's absolutely amazing. So this an, ruk, ing, all of these are the sutranis. Namaste, Swamiji.
What was your question? You had a question?
I had a question. So the an, ruk, ing, all of these,
Yeah.
are they sutranis, or there is obviously the other aphorisms that are
Yeah, no, these are the basic foundational sounds, sutras, which are the raw materials for all the other rules. Like yesterday we saw how carefully the sutras are crafted. Like it is Hayavara, correct? Hayavarat. So Yavara comes. And actually when we chant it in the alphabet it is Yarala. But then we saw how it applies to this one particular Sandhi rule. Ikah sthane yan syat achi paratah. So when in the place of ik letters, please substitute with yan letters when ach follows. So how to substitute? Respectively. And when we go respectively, the e is substituted by ya, and the va is the substitute for u. Very, it's just there is a lot of forethought there, and very beautiful. All right. Yeah. So shall we start with a prayer? So please take turns and do it. Maybe Vasanti can go. Please start.
I can start. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye.
Yeah. Then next one.
Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada.
Very nice. Next one.
Enakshara samamnayam adhigamya maheshwarat krutznam vyakaranam proktam tasmai parninaye namaha.
Very nice. Next one.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
All right, very nice. I have shared a document in the chat pod, but some people came a little later, so I am going to share it again. Okay? Yeah. So please click on that, and you can download that. It should be coming shortly. Yeah, now it is there. Please click on it. So the first rule we will be studying is here. Let me share this. Might be useful. Are you able to see this? Yes?
Yes, Swami.
Okay. So, yesterday we had an overview of the kinds of changes we are looking at, and so we divided them into the softening or hardening of consonants, and then replacement of dental consonants with palatal or cerebral consonants, replacement of one consonant with another, nasalization changes, and additions or augments. Okay, so these are the 5 groups of things we'll be looking at. There are many other sutras, but I think that this will just give a nice overview, and if anything needs to be added, we can add to that. Okay. So the first sutra goes under the in the the Paninian thing as Jhalam Jashonte. But we don't worry about that. So all we know here is the Jhal letters are involved, and then and since it's in the 6th case, so that means that is the place of operation, and then it is replaced by Jash. And so we'll just quickly go here on our cheat sheet and look at what is Jhal. What is Jhal?
Any consonant without, except nasals and semivowels.
Except nasals and semivowels. Here is the definition. And then what is Jash?
Last 3 letters of each group of consonants.
Yeah. So this, and whatever consonant is there here, so we have to now get used to this whole left side and right side. So before the plus sign and after the plus sign. So the Jhal would be, that which is there before the plus sign, and then, whatever is there, after the plus sign, followed by any vowel or soft consonant, that is after the plus sign. So there are 2 conditions here. Any consonant other than nasal or semi-vowel, and that is one condition, and then that's on the left hand side, and on the right hand side followed by any vowel or soft consonant. Any vowel or soft consonant changes to the 3rd of its class. Okay, so changes to the 3rd of its class. What changes? What is it that changes? That which is on the left hand side, that is what changes. that any consonant except for nasals or semi-vowels, that changes to the third letter of its class. So we have to be clear on that. So I put this in a little bit of an abbreviation form. AC, any consonant except N or SV, nasals or semi-vowels, plus any vowel or soft consonant is equal to this AC, any consonant turning into the third consonant of its class. Okay? So we have to do illustrations, otherwise it is not possible to assimilate it. So one of them is here, Vak, and then plus Ishah. So let us make sure that it fulfills all the conditions that we have seen thus far. In the word Vak, so then the Ka, it ends in Ka. Does that Ka fulfill the status of being any consonant? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so it is not a
Yeah, but
nasal.
except for nasal and soft.
Is Ka a nasal?
No.
No.
No. And then is it a semi-vowel?
No.
No. So it fulfills the condition. And then it is followed by E here. And then the E, is it any vowel?
Yes.
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 Is it or a soft consonant doesn't come into the picture because it's already any vowel. Okay. And so it fulfills both the conditions on the left hand side and on the right hand side. So then what changes? So what changes to the third of its class?
Ka becomes the Ga.
Yes.
Okay.
Why not E changes into the third of its class? Why not say that?
It's not a
E is
consonant.
before the
It's
after
not
the
a
class.
consonant.
Huh? It's
The
not a
vowel.
consonant, yes, and it is so and it is not part of this rule because and the real reason is because this jhal is in the sixth case, jhalam. So that is the place where the operation takes place, and jhal means any vowel other than nasal, any consonant other than nasal and semi vowel. So E is not a consonant, so the operation will not take place there. Okay, so vak plus Ishah, Vagishah. Ach. This is a Paninian term. Ach plus Antah. Yes, if you have your hand raised, I can't see you, but somehow I saw you just now. What is it that you want to say?
I'm sorry, somewhere I missed. How did you get the after the plus sign, AB or SC, that is the any vowel or a soft consonant?
Yes.
Where did you get that from the sutra? I don't see that in the sutra.
Jhalam Jashonte. It's not in the sutra, it might be in the Anuvritti. I haven't looked. So, but this is the condition. This is the sutras are just given for reference. So, this is the condition. Any vowel except the nasal or semi vowels, followed by any vowel or soft consonant. Okay, then what happens is that any consonant, that consonant turns into the third consonant of its class. So vak plus ishah. So we know the place of operation is this ka here, this consonant, which is neither a semi vowel nor a nasal. And so what is the third of its class?
Ga.
Good.
Ga. So then it becomes Vagishah. Okay, and then Ach. What is Ach? Let's go back to the cheat.
All
All the
vowels.
vowels.
Yeah, any vowel is Ach, Antah. So Ach, Ante, Yasya. So that which is at the end of, which is at the end. So that's just a made up word by Panini. Ach plus Antah. So here, what is the place of operation? Here is the consonant Sandhi. So this is the consonant. And does cha fulfill the conditions?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It is a consonant, a tick tick. Yes. It is a nasal? No. Is it a semi vowel? No. All right. And then it is followed by any vowel? Yes.
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 So then it returns into the third of its class.
Ju, ju, ju.
Ja.
Jha, ja. Okay, all right. So we have Ajantaha, and another one Mahat, which means great. Yashaha, fame. What happens here? This is a change because So we have here Mahat. So here we have Takaranta. So the ta is any consonant, yes?
Yes.
Yes. And then it is followed for a change, not by a vowel, but ya. Does ya come under soft consonant?
This is semi-vowel.
Yes.
Semi-vowel.
Yeah, semi vowel, okay.
Hmm.
But is it a soft consonant?
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Yes.
Yes.
So then, so Mahat plus Yasha. So then this goes to the third of its class. And here we have to be careful because this also being a consonant, don't say ya, ra, la. So it becomes la. Mahat lashaha. You don't do that.
Okay.
The place of operation is always
Oh,
this
yeah. Indeed.
before the plus sign. Mahad yashaha. Let us look at a few more examples to make it a little more, to make it a little more this thing. Okay. Let's look at this one. Okay, let's write this here. I don't know, somewhere the hand goes and it does things. 1 second, it's almost there. So what is happening here? Where is the place of operation? Let us look at this.
Shastram.
Astram.
Yeah, where is the place of operation?
Ma.
Before plus, no?
Before plus, but where is that?
But there's
so we're looking at the consonant. Yeah.
Ma.
Here.
Ma.
Yeah. This is the place of operation. So does it fulfill the criteria?
No.
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 No. It does not fulfill the criteria. Right there, it has disqualified itself. Okay. So therefore, there will not be any change because already this comes under the nasal. So therefore, it will not go back to whatever it is, the third of its class. All right. Yeah. So. So that is how we look at it, and so this one is a no go. And then let us look at a few other examples. What else we have? Yeah, this one is nice.
Yes.
What will happen here?
Jagadishaha.
Jagadishaha. Why?
The gets replaced by the.
Yeah, but go systematically, just like how we have started.
So the
Where
is
is the
any
place of operation?
the
The.
Why?
before the plus,
Yeah, and then does it fulfill the conditions?
Of any
which is a
consonant.
consonant, and
Yeah.
it's not a nasal
Okay.
or a semi-vowel.
Okay.
So changes to the because it's followed by a vowel.
Why does it change to the?
That's the
Third
third one in
Third
this
one.
That is class 3. Very good.
class 3.
So that is one example. Then one more we can see. Let us look at this here. Excuse me. What's happening here?
Vishwath. First one.
The second condition is not fulfilled now that it's not a vowel or a soft consonant.
Ah, very good. Because the pa is a hard consonant. So therefore, they will, we will not say Ashwad Patati. That will not take place. Okay? Yeah, very good. So so this is how we get firm in this rule. Then let's see. I'm trying to find different, things we can do. This is a nice one. Yes, you had a question?
Yeah, so Swamini, the first word here, right, like the vak. So in all the examples we took that second consonant, like the k, th, ch, it was all the first letters of each class. If it is something like some other in the same class, some other word, then how do we replace that with the third consonant in the class?
Yeah, all the examples have to do with that. All the examples that I have also have to do with that. Let's ask Vidyaji.
It will change. It is just a matter of how do you find a word which has that ending.
Yeah,
If you just put, if you just wanted to do it for the sake of practice, right now Swaminiji is writing Shat plus Dasha. Now, if for the purpose of exercise, instead of saying Shat, you can make it Shat. You can make it Shad, and you can make it Shat. Sometimes it may not, you may not find that combination in real life, and even so many of the Vyanjana Sandhi examples will be mid step. aspects.
Yeah.
So they won't make sense as a word by themselves
Yes.
because they are an intermediate step from in a 5-step process of derivation. They will use a third step for an example, which we won't be able to, from a user perspective, we won't be able to identify with it, but that's an intermediate step.
Absolutely, absolutely, and very good point. And further, there are rules as a corollary to that. There are rules in Sanskrit on which consonants the words can end. There are rules. You can't end on any consonant. There are certain, and you can't end on a conjunct consonant. So there are certain rules, and all the consonant ending nouns must be combined into certain, forced into certain endings. So that is why we have these kinds of things. So we are constrained with that. But hypothetically, this is possible. The Sutra has Vishvato Mukham, meaning a larger application than this current, whatever this allows. Okay? Yeah, good question. So what is happening here? Just look at the conditions and if it's fulfilled.
Ta is a soft, so is a consonant, and it's not a nasal or a semi-vowel.
Okay.
It is followed by a soft consonant.
Yeah.
Ta becomes da, and
What does it become?
da.
Yeah. I'm hearing you say the dental.
Oh, da, yeah, da, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So then, so what happens? To save time,
Shat darshanam.
let us do this thing. Let us do a little shortcut to save time. Shad. Is that what you want me to do?
Yeah, yes, correct. Sorry.
Okay.
Shat
Shad
darshanam.
darshanam. Okay. And
Swamini ji,
yes.
before you erase,
Oh, sorry. Okay.
you can just reuse that.
Yeah.
And we can try with that shat. We can see what all on the next word we take. We can see
Yeah.
shat
Let
darshanam.
me write it again, and then you do your magic. Okay. Yeah.
We don't need the second word, Swamini ji. We can now replace that second word. So we saw shat with darshanam and
Yeah.
it became shat darshanam.
Okay.
Now you can think of other words. And
Shat vikara. Like that?
Yes, shat vikara, shat anana,
Yeah.
shat
Shat
mukha.
has vikara. And then this plus is again going back to shat, okay? It's not vikara plus something. So just to remind people here, so the same shat here, and then anana. I won't do mukham because then we will go to another rule which we are not ready for yet. Okay?
We will discount that because it doesn't follow this rule.
Yeah, exactly. So same, so what do you want to say here? Please say.
So shat and vikara, what would happen by the same process that we have been doing? We already know that shat follows the left side requirement, that it is any vyanjanam, any consonant, except nasal and semi-vowel. So that part of it is clear.
Yes.
On the right hand side, is it still any swaraha or a soft consonant?
Yes.
What will be?
Swaraha
Is soft.
So vikara, va is a soft consonant, mridu vyanjanam. And so will there be a change?
Yes.
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 So what will it be?
Shat vikara.
Shad. Right. Shadvikara. Very nice. Similarly, now Shat followed by Anana. We've already decided the
This
Shat.
part, yeah, the left part is
Yeah.
already set because we know that this fulfills the condition. So now we only have to look at this A here.
Is that a is right? So is that a any swaraha or is it a soft consonant?
It's any vowel.
Yes, it's
Any-
a swara.
Yes.
Mhm.
So then
And so-
again the change will
Shadan.
take place. Yeah.
Udanana.
Shadanana.
Shadanana.
Shatan.
Shadanana.
Swaminiji,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Halantyam remains, is it? When
Sorry?
you write it?
What? What?
The
You're-
halant.
No, the halantyam remains only if it is followed by a consonant. Then it will remain because shat becomes shad vikarah. So then, but if it is shat plus anana, that shat will become shad, the halantyam will be there. But then we have a, the unwritten sandhi taking place here. So that halantyam goes away because it is followed by a long consonant a here. Long vowel a and swara here. So shadanana. But shad darshana, shad vikarah. So if it's followed by a consonant, it will retain the halantyam. But if it's followed by a vowel, it will take on that vowel. Okay? Is that clear?
Yes, Swaminiji.
Swaminiji.
Fantastic. Any other questions? Yes? Okay. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Can I erase it now? I should have asked earlier.
Now it's yes.
Yes,
Really.
Swaminiji.
All right. So, all right. Let's try.
And just a quick comment there. You will
Yeah.
see that in some examples, they will use shat as the starting point, and in other cases, they will use shad as the starting point.
Yeah. In other sutras, it will be there.
So
Yeah.
depending on what the need is
Yeah.
to
And
illustrate
here-
the
and
sandhi.
yippee, that's a great segue because the next sutra will illustrate exactly that. The next sutra is called Kharicha. And what is Khar?
Hard consonants or sibilants and sibilants.
And sibilants. Okay, hard consonants and sibilants. Khar. And then, so Kharicha, this is the next sutra when Khar follows. So let us look at this. Let us look at the rule here. Okay, any consonant on the left hand side of the plus sign. Okay, any consonant which is followed by a hard consonant gets changed into the first letter of its class. So what gets changed? Let's be clear about that.
Any consonant.
Yeah. So what's on the left hand side? That's the place of operation. So any consonant that is followed by a hard consonant makes that consonant turn into the first consonant of its class. So examples, what is the example? Dik palah. Dik palah. Dig plus palah. Dig direction plus palah. What happens?
Ikpala.
Actually, this is the wrong. This is the wrong. It's not wrong, but I have a more updated version of this. Let me just quickly try to find it, okay? Because I'd like you to have that for because it has a lot of exercises and everything. I would really like you to have that. So let's see if it is this one. Unfortunately, both of them have the same name. I think that's the problem. So I'll have to change the name if I find the other one. Aha, here it is. Unfortunately, it has the same name. So let me quickly change the name here for this one. And then I will share this with you again. Having
So in the
made it
meantime,
reversed.
a
Sorry?
quick note. No, in the meantime, I'm just making
Yeah,
a
please
quick
go ahead.
note.
Do whatever you want. Yeah.
Sorry, Swaminiji. So the why does it become dik and why does it become digd? Those are things that we will learn once we do the just as we did Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha, just as we did the words that are ending Ajanta Shabdaha, when we go into Halanta Shabdaha, we will see that the dik is a word that has a different form when it is as the root word, and then once it starts changing, it will take different forms. So tad, if you take the tad shabdah, is dakarantah tad sarvanama shabdah. But then when it becomes prathama vibhaktihi, it becomes tat. So the word tad has a da, tat has a ta, and when we do a compound word, we will use it with the tad. But when we use it as a sentence, tat pushpam, when you make it as a sentence, then it will be retained as a tat. So the same word will be featured with different endings, depending on whether we are using the root word or whether we are using it as part of a compound word or whether we are using it as in a sentence.
Yes. And I think I'm being told by Niyati that actually I had shared the correct one, but what was up here was the wrong one. Okay? Yeah. So let me share the correct one here. What was there in the chat pod was the correct one, the first one. So let me just do this here. Let's see. Both of them have the same name here.
I can share that screen, Swaminiji, if you want.
Let me just see if this works. Are you able to see this?
Something has come up, but,
yeah, but it's still
not
the
in
wrong
full
one.
focus.
It's still the wrong one. I think. Let me try it again. Unfortunately, it had the same name somehow, and that is what happened. Let me try it again. This should work. Are you able to see?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now this one has all these examples here, you see. So you can do this for homework. All these exercises can be done for homework. All right, yeah. And then, here, we are here. So dig palaha, dik palaha. And the next one, vipad plus kalaha. Vipad. Does it fulfill what's on the left hand side? Any consonant?
Yes.
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 Then
Yes.
followed by
Yes.
a hard consonant, yes?
Yes.
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 So therefore, the change takes place into vipat kalaha. Asmad. Asmad, asmad, I. So asmad plus putraha. Any consonant followed
Yes.
by hard consonant. Then that consonant changes to the first of the class. So this one follows the other one because you see it is like almost the opposite of what happened earlier. There it was changing to the third of the
Third.
class. Here it is coming back to the first of the class. Okay. And so other examples here the we can just look at that. Vag plus cha. Yeah. So this is actually a very easy rule because here on the left hand side all we need is some consonant. We don't have to worry about whether it's hard or soft or semi-vowel or whatever it is. Class 3, class 4, we don't have to worry about that. We only focus on to find out if this rule pertains and is relevant here, and if it is followed by a hard consonant, then we say, oh, maybe it is this particular rule. So going back to the class 1 letters, and so see on this side here we always have the hard consonants. Look at that here in all the examples. Vag plus cha, hard consonants. Tyag plus ta, tyakta. Tad, as Vidyaji was saying, kalha. Tat kalha. Tat kim. Oh, let's go do these two first. Samidh plus su, and then samitsu. These are internal sandhis. Internal sandhis means that they are compulsory. They are in between a word, and we'll see more examples of that as we go along. Okay. So samidh plus su, samitsu. Tad plus te, tatte. Tasmad plus parah, tasmat parah. It's all about the human voice acoustics and the articulation. Okay, tasmat parah. And then tat kim. This is the opposite of this. We already have the sandhi here. We are resolving it. Tat kim, tad plus kim.
Okay.
Okay, sarvavitsu. Sarvavid
Swamiji.
plus su. Yeah? Harinder, you had a question?
Yeah, I actually have a question with the first one we were looking at.
Okay, let's go there.
Please. So Swamiji, now if the word ends with an aspirated one, like instead of k, it ends with k.
Yeah.
It can't change to the third again, right? It should be the g. Does that happen? Like if there's a word that ends with a,
if the word were on the left hand side or the right hand side?
Because it says any consonant except but it says except, I'm sorry, except for a soft consonant. Okay, but if the hard consonant is an aspirated one,
like
so instead of
vak,
ka, it's ka.
instead of vak iti, it should have become vak iti.
Yeah,
like
if that's the case, if there's a word like that,
it will still
will it still change to the third?
Yes, it should still technically do that.
So
because that's
it won't do vag.
But there are no such words.
Okay.
Yeah, so we don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
As Vidyaji mentioned, the word goes into many stages of formation, and so therefore it is not, it is not a possibility. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
These
So two questions now.
Yeah.
If we had vak iti, we changed it to vag iti.
Yeah.
But suppose we have the starting point as vag iti, what would happen?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yes, nothing would happen.
Nothing will happen. Yes.
Similarly, in the next case, if we started with the next Sandhi, Swaminiji,
here, Kharija,
So suppose here, if we, instead of starting with vak, from vag cha, we went to vak cha, but suppose our starting point was vak cha, what would happen?
It is any consonant, right?
Yeah.
Right. So vak cha, what will it change to?
Nothing will happen.
You will still
Nothing will happen because it's already first.
Nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen.
There will be no change.
Leave it alone.
Right.
Yes, because it's already there. Okay. So now this sutra has two exceptions. Okay. Yeah. And so we are going to study these two exceptions. Exception number 1 is called va. So these two sutras have two exceptions. The first exception is called va avasane. Va avasane, meaning any consonant occurring at the end of a sentence can optionally and this we should underline, can optionally change either into the first or the third consonant of its class. Okay? So any consonant occurring at the end of a sentence. So avasana means full stop. So va means optionally or. So va avasane means when avasane, seventh case, so when followed by avasana. When it is followed by a full stop, then the change from the third or the first to the third is optional. So that gives rise to two forms of each word. So here any consonant followed by zero, because followed by full stop, it is not followed by anything here other than a full stop, is equal to that any consonant turning into either the first or the third consonant of its class optionally. So therefore we can have vak or vag. You see, now we understood what Vidyaji was trying to say earlier. So we can have vag or vak, we can have marut or marud. And then please read the rest of the examples.
Ramat.
Yeah, it's not Ramat, it's Ramad.
Ramad.
Yeah, Ramad or Ramad.
Ahmad.
Yeah, Tasmad. And Marut, Vidyut, Sarvavid or Sarvavit, Upanishad or Upanishad,
Ishit. I see.
Ritvig
Ritvik.
or Ritvig, Vag or Vak, Samrad or Samrat, Virad or Virat. Got it?
Yes,
So,
Swamiji.
so the change from either any consonant changing to the third of its class or any consonant changing to the first the hard consonant when the hard consonants precede it going back to when the hard consonant follows, that any consonant changing to the first of its class is compulsory when it is within a word, and then or when it is but here it's optional when nothing follows. So any consonant followed by nothing is equal to that consonant turning into either the first consonant or the third consonant of its class. Okay? This is an easy rule. All right? Yes? And people are looking doubtful.
No, Swami.
Yeah. This.
Swamiji, you said Jhalam was sixth case.
Yeah.
Which is it like the Rama word? Jal?
No. No. Jhal is not like Rama, it's like Marut, which we haven't studied. Once we do this, we'll study. We'll study that. Okay? Yeah. Marutam. So, sixth case plural. And so,
But one interesting thing to note about the Shashti Bahuvachanam, it will invariably be Am.
yeah.
Gurunam, Harinam,
Yeah.
Marutam,
Yam.
Jhalam.
Kalam.
Mm.
Yeah. So, then.
Yam.
Yes. So, have you had enough, or can we do one more rule? Is the head full?
So, Swamiji,
Yes,
you're
it
going
is
to share this
Swamiji.
new document, right?
Sorry?
You're going to share this new document, right?
No,
is
this
a new
was actually, Niyati pointed out what you had was the real thing.
Oh, okay.
What I had up on the board was the wrong one.
Okay.
Shall we finish exception 2?
Yes.
Yes, Swami.
Please.
Yes, Swami.
So this one is Jhayaha Haha Anyatarasyam. So when this Anyatarasyam is a fancy way of saying Va. Okay? Yeah. Or. There are many ways of saying or in Sanskrit. You can say va, or you can say anyatarasyam, or you can say ahosvit. Okay, so there are many fancy ways of saying or. So this is a fancy way of saying or, which means what? This is an optional. This is an optional construction here. Okay. So what is a jhai letter? What are jhai letters? Let's go back to our cheat sheet. What is
First
jhai?
4 letters of each group of consonants. Okay.
Yes, so first floor. Please illustrate.
Ka, kha,
Ka,
ga,
kha, ga,
gha.
ga.
Ga, gha,
No.
ga, gha. And then continue.
Cha, cha, ja.
Yes.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Da,
Then
da,
tha, tha,
Take
tha,
the time to pronounce the Mahaprana.
Yeah.
Ta, da, da.
tha,
Not
tha,
da,
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 da.
da.
Then
Ta, da, da.
yeah. Then
Okay.
what else?
Pa, pa, ba, bha.
Pa, pha, ba, bha. Very good. So those are what are called jhai letters. Jhayah in place of jhai, ha, when ha follows, what happens? The ha is optionally changed to the fourth letter of the class of the consonant preceding it. So let us go slowly over here, since it's the end of the class and the brains are getting fried. And so, what do we have? So this is a very interesting, sutra or interesting rule, because usually we are talking about what precedes, but here what we have to look at is what follows. So what follows on the right hand side will be ha, okay, and what follows on the left hand side will be 1, 2, 3, 4 of each class of letters. Ga, kha, ga, gha. All right, and then so what is the big deal here? So then the ha is changed into the fourth letter of the class of the consonant on the left hand side. The operation always is on the left hand side. Okay, and so the first 4 letters of any class, look here, plus ha is equal to the ha getting changed into the fourth letter of the class of the consonant preceding it. So let us look at some examples to put ourselves out of our misery. And so the first one is vanik. Vanik means merchant. Okay, hasati, the merchant laughs. Why? Because he found some buddhus and he he sold something for 10 times the price, and they walked away thinking that they had a good deal. So the merchant laughed. Okay, the merchant laughs, and so vanik hasati. So let us look at the conditions here. The first condition here is for the consonant on the left hand side of the plus sign, and so does it fulfill? Is it a jhai letter?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that is very easy. So, and then is it followed by her?
Yes.
Yes.
Even though sometimes we don't pronounce it, okay? Yeah, we don't pronounce it as a Mahaprana, but it's here, so it is ha. And so then what is the change here? There is, so vanig, so hasati. How did we get vanig hasati?
Had
Ga.
to change.
Ga has
Goes
to
to the
change.
third one.
By the earlier rule.
By the first row.
By the earlier rule for which this is an
First rule.
exception. That is what this. So this is what we would have originally got, like marut plus bhyam, marud bhyam. Okay, so like that. So this is the softening rule. So we got that first one, that first rule which we studied. By that we get vanig hasati. The shameless merchant laughs. The shopkeeper laughs. Okay. Or by this sutra we get vanig ghasati. How did the ha become gha?
Because of the
Fourth one.
Don't just say
Fourth.
fourth one. Fourth one. Which fourth one?
It is
Fourth letter of the consonant.
Yeah,
It
ha
is
Ka,
becomes
ka, ga,
fourth
gha.
letter.
In fourth
no
in that
ga.
sequence. Ka, ka, ga,
Ka,
gha.
ka, ga, gha.
Yeah. So the
This is not
yeah, so
Yeah.
the ha changes into the
ga.
fourth letter of this one that was preceding it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, here is a nice grammatical one. Tat plus hitam. What is the first change here? So if it's optional, then there are two changes. What is the first change?
Tadhitam.
Tadhitam. Tat becomes tad.
Tadhitam or
Tadhitam.
Tadhitam. Vaiyakaranasya hitam. Okay, that which is comfortable for the grammarian. That is what it is. Not for the students of the grammar necessarily, but for the grammarian, those rules are comfortable. There is economy. Okay. Yeah, that particular Tadhita rule is very nice because you can make nouns from other nouns. And so you get the idea here. Any questions?
Why are we retaining the Swaminiji in the alternative? Shouldn't
Yeah, because this is the default change. According to the sutra that was here. Let's go back and look at it, okay? Yeah.
and then we keep the default change and add the, is it?
I'm not understanding. Let me go
No,
back
no.
here.
So it is two options.
What
So
is she
when we
saying?
started, no, Vasanti ji's question was
Yeah.
that does tadhitam change to tadhitam,
Yeah.
or did tathitam change to tadhitam?
No, I think she's asking something else. She's
Anyway.
saying, yeah, she's looking at
If
it.
it
She's
is a
saying,
second
so we
option.
retain that other change, and the option here she's trying to understand. So she's saying, does the her remain her, or does the her change into gha? And then when the her changes into gha here in Vanik Hasati, the ga still remains. That's what you're asking, correct?
Yes.
Yes, it
Right.
does. Yes, it does. The option is not, yeah, this is an important question. The option is not here. Whether the ka changes into ga or not, that's not an option. That's a compulsory rule. The option does not lie there. Okay? Yeah. The option lies only whether the ha changes into the fourth class of that original one. Okay, that's fair. So that's why we have two things here. We have vanig, half of that vanig, and that is from the first sutra we saw. And then either we can have hasati, it can just retain the ha, or the ha becomes gha, vanig ghasati, tad dhitam. Okay.
So we have not retained the her in tadhitam.
No, we have retained it here. These are the two options. That's why it's an option. Okay? Yeah. So let's do a few more here, then you can understand. Vag plus hridaye. Does it fulfill the conditions?
Yes.
Does ga on the left hand side of the plus sign, does it fulfill the condition?
Any consonant, yes.
It's not any consonant.
Except nasal or
No.
No, first
no,
four.
no.
First four letters.
First four letters of its class. It's the jhai letters.
J letters.
Yeah. Okay. So does it fulfill that?
Yes.
First
Yes.
four, yes. And then is followed by her.
Yeah.
Yes. So what are the two forms that we get? I will write it. Please tell me. What is the first form that you get?
The first, no, ga, any consonant followed by ha.
So what happens? What's the first one?
Vag.
Vaghridaye.
Vaghridaye.
First one, the non-optional one.
The non-option. Vak, no.
Vaghridaye.
What was that?
Vaghridaye.
Hard.
Vag hridaye.
No, it won't.
Why are you sending it back to ka?
Because yeah, it is already, you don't need to change.
No change.
Ga becomes ka.
Vaghrideya.
Vaghridaye.
Vaghrideya. Yes.
This is from the Lagunyasa.
Yes,
Yeah.
Vaghridaye.
Okay. Then what is the other form? What is the optional form?
Vaghridaye.
Vaghridaye. Vaghridaye. It will change into the fourth letter. Vaghridaye. Vaghridaye.
Then what will
Ga.
happen?
Ga.
Hridaya.
Ga.
Gha.
Ga.
Ga.
Hridaya.
Gr. Gridaye.
You get the idea. The pencil is tired.
Swaminiji,
Yeah.
I think that this last rule, that first four letters of any class,
Yeah.
it has to be what you have written in the examples is correct, which is Vanik Hasati can either be Vanig Hasati or it can be Vanig Hasati.
Yes.
So because we don't have the option of doing it as Vanik Ghasati, instead of the rule being stated as first four letters of any class, we should take it as the third letter of any class followed by the ha. Because this statement allows you to, because this is optional, when we say first four letters of any class followed by a ha, then even the ka should be permitted.
It is permitted. Vanik Hasati is permitted. Vanik Hasati is permitted. We saw that example here, right here. So Vanik plus Hasati, then the only intervening factor is that we have to apply the first rule first, and then then it becomes Vanig Hasati.
Yes, yes.
Or it becomes Vanig Hasati, because we cannot say any the third letter and all, because the sutra says Jhai letters. And if you look at Jhai letters, it's the first four letters of any class.
So we should understand
that
if it is, yes, we should understand that if we say first four letters, then the first step is mandatory.
Yes.
The first step of going to the is mandatory.
Yes.
And then the next step is optional.
Yes. That's
so
what,
it is not that you cannot, it is not that you can leave it as Vanik Hasati or Vanik Ghasati. It is always either Vanig Hasati or Vanig Ghasati.
Yes.
So step one is mandatory. Step one will get you to it being the third letter.
Yes.
And then third letter to her is optional.
Absolutely. That's what, I was trying to say, that the first rule is mandatory. It's not optional. So the first rule will take you to Vanig or Vag or whatever it is. And then, after that, then you can have two forms. The ha can remain ha, or the ha can become gha.
So we can rewrite this letter as first four letters of any class plus ha will give you the ha changing to either the third or the fourth. Changing to the third is mandatory, and changing to the fourth, the ka changing to the third is mandatory, and the ha changing to the fourth is optional.
Yes.
So
if you remember that first operation is mandatory, then you'll be fine.
But
just don't look at this
as exception.
Correct, Swaminiji.
So I'm not sure what is it that that you want me to clarify. I'm not getting that, because we've already seen this as an exception. So we had two exceptions we saw. The first one was this, va avasane. And then the second exception to these rules we have studied so far, the first two rules, is that it is when the her follows, the her is optionally changed. But the first change, as you say, is compulsory. That is anivarya. Yes.
That we should remember.
Yeah, I don't know how to put it in this here.
That is all.
If you think of a good way to include that, perhaps we can do that
this
next
last, if I were, for me, I will just take this one sentence and I won't read the beginning, I won't read the later part, and then I will say this first four letters of any class plus her in that place.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
I read only that, then I will say, yes, I will do this, and I'll go off without reading the previous part.
Right. Without, so that's why, so the exception is not for the whole sutra that we had done that. The exception is only where the her is concerned. Absolutely.
And it is optional.
Yeah,
So,
and it's an optional exception.
The her part is optional.
Yeah, the her part alone is optional.
The
not
ka
the
becoming a ga is mandatory.
Yes.
Sorry to have caused confusion.
No,
I just wanted to
I think it's well iterated, and it's important to remember. So shall we stop here before we get fried up completely?
Thank you.
Okay. Homework. Okay. Homework. Everything till page 5. Please do all that. Okay.
Just one comment, Swaminiji.
Sure.
So you should not think that Vyanjana Sandhi is hard. We are meandering from here and there, but if you try to, these are all things that we will encounter on a regular basis. And therefore, it is just a matter of keeping your ears and your eyes alert to those changes when you will be seeing them. So please don't be alarmed, or please do not think that it is very difficult.
Yes, Vidyaji doesn't want you to drop out of the next class. Hang in there and do the first, First 5 pages of this document that you have. Please do the homework, okay? Yeah. Some is already done here, like page 3 is already done. See, already one is ahead. So you can just read that and then do the rest of it, and then we will convene next week, okay? All right.
Thank you, sir.
Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you, Swamiji.